Horrid Henry isn't the childhood show you always thought it was. In this video, I have 4 pieces of evidence to prove that Horrid Henry is living in the future. So we all know Horrid Henry's family cat is Fluffy the cat. Literally just a normal cat. It doesn't have any extra legs or anything weird like that. The family cat definitely shows signs of intelligence, but all cats do that. But this is the only weird part about Fluffy the cat. In almost every single episode of Horrid Henry, when his entire family is asleep, it will cut to a scene of Fluffy the cat sat on the windowsill. The cat will then press a button on the remote and the moon will change to the sun. Fluffy the cat literally has the power to change when it turns from night to day. For a starting piece of evidence, yeah, I can admit it's pretty weak, but this next piece of evidence is definitely gonna shock you. Season 5, episode 6, Horrid Henry and the 3D Nightmare. Brian shows Henry a 3D printer that he bought, and Henry has the idea to 3D print gizmos so he can sell them at school. Brian and Henry then 3D print gizmos and Henry starts to sell them at school. Peter finds out Henry has this 3D printer and tells Margaret. I know what you're thinking, how does this have anything to do with Horrid Henry living in the future? Whilst Peter explains what a 3D printer could make, he mentions it can make cakes. Now, I don't know if you've ever seen a 3D printer, but a 3D printer can't make real things. Yeah, it can make designs, sculptures and figures, but it can't make real living things or food. But then watch what happens when Margaret uses the 3D printer.
Come on, I haven't got all day. I mean, all night. Oh, my very own poodles. 3 for a girl.
What the actual hell? Margaret literally just created 3 living poodles in a couple clicks. There is literally no 3D printer on earth that can do that. Okay, you're starting to get a bit convinced. Let's move on to evidence number 3. And after this one, I promise the 4th piece of evidence will completely convince you. Season 5, episode 4. It starts out with Miss Lovely reading a fairy tale to the entire class, for Peter to then ask if he can borrow her magic wand. Miss Lovely then claims that she went to magic school and the wand is the only one of its kind. Peter then goes home and tries to perform magic on Henry and it fails. But when he tries a second time, it works and Henry starts to be super nice to him. Al then asks to try as well, claiming that his dad used to be a magician. After Al tries, we then cut to the next day at school and every single person's behaviour has changed. Miss Lovely's wand has literally turned everyone to start acting lovely. Just watch these clips.
Hey, anyone fancy a quick game before we go in? Oh, go on then. Just a quick one.
Margaret, I do appreciate you wanting to join in, but let's see what Henry has to say first, shall we? There we go. Lunchtime already. Off you go now. Enjoy your meal and don't hurry back.
Oh, Henry, I'm terribly sorry to disturb your lunch, but I wondered if I could ask for your help.
Of course, Miss Oddbod. Any time, you know that.
All in good time, Henry. There's no hurry. You pop along when you finished your lunch.
It then cuts back to the same scene in Henry's fort. Nobody has a clue what just happened apart from Peter. Al just thinks that his spell didn't work and everybody else is just confused when they had literally just spent a whole day at school. Peter then returns the wand to Miss Lovely and tells her that he had a lovely weekend. So what is the conclusion I'm trying to make here? If it isn't obvious, Miss Lovely can literally change how people act and also the perception of time because she apparently went to fairy school. Okay, I saved the best piece of evidence for last. And this isn't anything magic or fairy tales. Season 5, episode 34, Horrid Henry and the Dream Drone. Okay, just watch these 2 clips from the intro and then we'll go from there.
Hey, Henry.
Ralph?
Over here, Henry.
Ralph? Ralph, is that you?
Henry, it's me!
No, it's not. You're a machine. Ralph's not a machine.
No, really, Henry, it is me.
Prove it then.
All right.
All right, I believe you. Only you can fart the alphabet.
Surprised, Henry?
You bet I am. How are you doing that?
Ah, it's easy. Well, it's easy when you've got the MVWX 5000 phone, which I have.
Okay, so Ralph is literally a drone that can produce a hologram, but we have drones in today's time and we have for quite a while now. Whilst I haven't seen any that can produce holograms and speak and interact with people, it's not a long shot to say that in a couple years that might be invented. Okay, but just watch this next clip.
Wonder if Mum and Dad would get me one for Christmas. If I ask nicely and I'm really, really good. That's not gonna happen, is it? But it would be cool. Mornings would be great.
Okay, so first of all, you don't have to touch the phone for the drone to work. It will just do its own thing. And the hologram it's projecting, it isn't coming from your phone camera. The drone can just produce it itself. The drone also has its own arm extensions like a claw machine that it can control by itself. There is no drone on Earth that can control itself, let alone use its own arm extensions to make cereal. The drone can literally have its own life whilst Henry still lays in bed. He doesn't even need to touch the phone to control the drone. But what else can this drone actually do?
And as for detention, I'd never have to do it again.
Okay, great, the drone can also shoot lasers out of itself and write for Henry. Just to prove that the characters in Horrid Henry are living in the future, let's real quick go back to the start of the episode.
How are you doing that?
Ah, it's easy. Well, it's easy when you've got the MVWX5000 phone.
What phone model did he just say?
It's easy when you've got the MVWX5000 phone.
The MVWYX5000. I'm not going to say just because it has the number 5000 they're living in the year 5000, because that's clearly the model type of the phone, just like how you have the iPhone 15 and 16. But the letters before it, MVWYX. What does this have to do with the year that they're living in? If we decrypt these letters in Roman numerals, M and V symbolize the number 4000. W and Y aren't used in Roman numerals, but the letter X is. So if we put M, V and X all together, we get 4010. This symbolizes the year that they're living in. All the crazy things and all the crazy gadgets that I've shown you throughout this entire video, they all tie back to these letters. Horrid Henry is living in the year 4010, almost 2000 years into the future. Boom, theory confirmed. Please subscribe to my channel and comment if you want to see more. I might not upload until nearer the end of the year, because the last time I posted it took 120 days for it to hit the algorithm. So if YouTube actually decides to push my video for once, I will be uploading again. So comment what you want me to post, whether it be another theory video or just a video on Horrid Henry in general. I originally thought of this video 8 months ago, right after I posted my first video on Horrid Henry, but at least I actually posted it, you know, better late than never, right? Subscribe and comment because it's gonna motivate me to make more. This video already took long enough to edit and gather all the evidence for. Okay, bye.